Hey guys, welcome back to Dark Expeditions. I'm Brandon, and today we got a little bit of a different video. I found some information recently that details a hidden Nez Perce trail here in Walla Walla. I mean, obviously, but there's just a lot of things people don't know about, and what I found today I'll be showing you, and it's a lot closer than you guys think. So let's get into it. Yep. So I brought you guys downtown to Main Street, and the reason for that being is because this spot right here, this is where everything began. This was the center point of the white settlers moving in, and this is where they started to build. And what I found was before Walla Walla was formally incorporated as a city in 1862, H. Case would create the original layout of the new town in 1859. So that kind of shows you that they were planning for stuff and getting stuff ready. Um, Main Street was originally following the old Nez Perce Trail, and due to the fact of it being laid directly on top of the Nez Perce Trail, the off streets were a little bit wonky when it got later on down, but that was later on corrected, and that's what gives Walla Walla a peculiar shape. And then getting into the 1860s gold rush, the settlement of Walla Walla was said to be centered on the old Nez Perce Trail, where Mill Creek hits. And yeah, we'll be looking more into it, and I look forward to it. I didn't know this before, and it's going to be really interesting to see what we find. All right, guys. So right now we are going to be going to where you can still see Mill Creek running through downtown. And if you're local here, everyone should really see this, know about it. It's kind of hard to miss. Oops, sorry. Let me fix my mic. Hopefully that's better. So yeah, if you look down into here, you can see the water's flowing really good right now. It's real high. If you know from my old videos, if you know, you know. We were down, or yeah. But freaking, this is Mill Creek running through Main Street, and it's really amazing because a lot of people, they'll see this, they'll be like, oh, nice water. I might throw a penny in there or something. I don't know. But yeah, right here is where Mill Creek ran through, right under booking games, through the Macy's building, down through the town. Yeah, really amazing. Okay, guys, so right now I'm referencing back to the Portrait of a Western Town Walla Walla book. So right here I'm showing you, it shows how Mill Creek runs through all these houses right here and all these buildings. This is how they first this wasn't the first layout, but this is an early illustration of it. Can you kind of zoom in on that? And this right here, this is where I got my reference. And um, like I said, I reference this a lot, but this isn't the best when it comes to sources because it's a little biased. It was written by Robert A. Bennett, and I'll show you some examples in here of how it doesn't really depict it too well, like the whole story. All right, guys, so right now we are going back to where I went in the first video, and I really apologize for anyone who watched that and is like, man, this really doesn't explain anything. So I thought about it a lot. I'm trying to do better. But right now we are in front of the old police station. If you look over here, and out across from that, this is where the statue is of Pew Pew Moxbox, Chief Yellowbird or Yellow Serpent. All right, guys, so I'm back with my notes. Ran to my car real quick. The reason I brought you here is because I wanted to talk about the Treaty of 1855, if I haven't already said it as many times before. Um, in this book right here, it is unreliable because it explains the Treaty of 1855 as very peaceful. It explains it as a big feast with the Indians for a few days, and then at the end of it, they decided to give up millions and millions of acres of land in exchange for 100,000. Doesn't sit right with me. It's not what I go for. Like when I'm looking at it, I'm like, that doesn't sit right with me. They've lived here for thousands of generations and decided to give it up to these white settlers. I don't think so. So right here, it explains wrongful explanation of the treaty on page 34 of Portrait of a Western Town. So right here, you can see this is the depiction of the treaty. So just for the Nez Perce, there were 2,500 strong apparently, just for their tribe. So you can imagine how many Indians were there. They outnumbered the white settlers and the soldiers by numbers, but the violence is what took them over, like I explained in recent videos. It's really upsetting how they explain it, but the people who write history is ultimately what get the say in things. So I'm here to explain the other side. All right, so as we look over here, you are going to see Mill Creek still. Damn. It is going harder than ever. Actually, not the hardest. In 2020, we had a flood. What was it? Like, there was so many feet of water rushing through. I don't know. I can't explain it right now, but you know what I mean if you were here. This whole thing, muddy water running through 2020. But we're still here. I wanted to explain the person who interpreted for the Native Americans. His name was William Craig. William Craig, page 18 in Portrait of a Western Town. It explains him as the person who interpreted for the Nez Perce when they were there. He came with them, and ultimately he's the reason why they decided to sign over. And I believe that there was something that he might have said to the Nez Perce and the Indians that made them believe that it was a good choice that they should do. And there's a lot of people that have said, like the Native Americans and the Indians got tired of fighting back. Well, that may be true, and it was a lot of fighting, but they were also manipulated and persuaded in ways that don't always have to include violence. And so I believe that William Craig did say something. Let's look at an illustration of him. So right here, William Craig, a 22-year-old Virginian, came to the old Oregon country in 1829. Obviously you can get this book and read it further on, but it explains that Craig was married by a missionary there to Isabel, a Nez Perce Indian. So he married a Nez Perce Indian, and I'm assuming like he spoke the language, obviously. Because of his influence with the Nez Perce, Craig accompanied the Nez Perce to Walla2 Council in 1855, where Governor Isaac Stevens appointed him as one of the official interpreters. Later on, it goes on where they signed it and stuff. He becomes a higher rank in the army after all the violence of threats came out by hanging. They threatened the Native Americans by hanging, and apparently it is said that Governor Isaac Stevens said, "You will be walking out in blood high or knee-high blood if you do not sign this." And I'm pretty sure they got the idea. But let's move on. if you got some funny business around my area, I got something for you. All right, so we're back here at the cemetery, the Fort Walla Post Cemetery, and we were here last video, but you know, I told you what was here. I showed you the Indian graves. There was a prisoner Indian grave. I brought you back because there's actually evidence that supports my claim that Fort Walla Walla was really here just to harass Indians. So if we go to page 66 of Portrait of a Western Town in the book. Excuse me, my bad. Page 66 right here. It talks about Lieutenant John Mullen. You can see him right here. Sorry if the lighting is bad. Basically, I will read it, the section it has right here. So the drawing of Fort Walla Walla in 1862 was used to illustrate Lieutenant John Mullen's report on the building of the military road where from here to Fort Benton, Montana, where he completed in 1861. The fledgling town of Walla Walla can be seen to the northeast of the fort. Due to temporary lull in Indian troubles, the fort was closed in 1865, not to reopen until 1873, which it closed again shortly after that. Down here, it explains more. Company of the 9th Infantry rode into the Walla Walla Valley in May of 1857. Their orders were to select a site and construct upon it a permanent military post to replace Steptoe's temporary camp near Mill Creek. They chose to locate the new post on high ground to the southeast of the old one. The company brought a sawmill, and the soldiers soon were engaged in building barracks from boards sawed from logs from the Blue Mountains. The barracks were completed by 1858, and the troops moved there to provide protection to the white settlers. While Fort Walla Walla was never attacked, time and time again, the troops went forth from here to do battle with the Indians. So that kind of just explains right there. To provide protection for the white settlers. From who? I'm pretty sure not like too many other white people. I'm pretty sure they were providing protection from the Indians. And all Fort Walla Walla did was go out and attack the Indians. So what does that tell you? That really this place was just like a big old bully post or what? Sorry, that's not funny, but let's check more into the graves and see if I can find some more Indian graves. We'll get back to you. All right, so after checking the graves that I previously said all the Indian graves were, I don't see any more. And we will check over there more in detail and see if they're over there. But from what I know, this is the only place where they have them marked that it's an Indian grave. Because, like I said in the other video, it's probably under your house. It's your favorite spots to go. There's stuff in the ground. This is ancient land. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so I wanted to show you this right here, what we found. Apparently, to my understanding, this is 13 soldiers buried under these 3 tombstones right here. Mass grave, possibly. I think there could have been a bunch of conflicts with Indians and stuff, and, you know, a lot of soldiers died. All right, guys. So right here we found a memory tombstone to the, what does that say? Some 53 or something? I don't know.
Either 33 or 53.
I can't read the exact number, but enlisted men of, let's see, HNF or something? 8, yeah. Oh, Hudson, I don't know. Anyways, Killed in battle with hostile Indians at Whitebird Creek, Idaho, June 17th, 1877. So this kind of shows you that the action was them going out and getting Indians. Interesting. All right, guys. So I think I'm going to be wrapping up the video here. This is what I found recently, and there will be more. I look forward to the things I will find and the adventures we go on. Yeah, best of luck to you. Thank you for watching my stuff, and we're going to be uncovering more mysteries here in the Walla Valley. Thank you.
What is that?
It's a memorial. I can't say exactly what to right now because I don't know, but it is a memorial to soldiers in Fort Walla.